Hi guys, this is EVOO here from Cooking Classes, and today we have one of my favorite dishes. It's Cacio e Pepe, alright? Cacio means cheese and Pepe means pepper, so it's very simple to make. I hope you like it. Please give me your like on the page, on the video right now, and share with your friends, okay? Thank you very much, hope you enjoy it. Right now I'm gonna just start to make my pasta once again. I have here 100 grams of all-purpose flour. Very simple. Okay, I'm just gonna drop it here. Like I told you guys, to make fresh pasta, we basically only need 100 grams of flour, any flour that contains gluten, and 50 grams of a liquid, all right? So a ratio of 2 to 1. So that's simple. You can use any liquid. You can use water. You can use spinach puree. You can use carrot puree, beer, coffee, anything you want, okay? I'm using today eggs because of the texture. I just love also the flavor from the egg. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with my lake, with my pond, okay? I'm gonna crack the egg inside the pond. So if you guys, what I usually recommend you is, if you're doing your recipe, don't break the egg inside the pan directly. And the reason why is because if it's rotten, then it's not you're gonna ruin your recipe, okay? So I'm gonna poke the yolk, I'm gonna start to mix it, and once again, this is the origin of the name pasta. It comes from paste, from this stage, okay? And if you guys take a look, I'm kind of picking some of the flour from the outside, and it's making the egg thicker. All right, once it's thick enough, it's not gonna go all over the table. I can start to mix it, okay? I didn't sift that flour, so I have a lot of grains here. That's not a big issue now, okay? Like I told you guys, I'm using all-purpose flour, okay? Cannot get simpler than that. Alright, so I'm just gonna start to press it, to mix it. What I'm doing here is I'm getting all the wet spots from the pasta, from the egg, and I'm mixing with the flour so it doesn't get like sticky. Since I've done all this, now I'm gonna start to press the pasta like a stress ball, okay? And what I'm doing now is I'm releasing the gluten, okay? I'm releasing the gluten. So the gluten needs some activity to be released. My egg was a little bit big. That's fine. Okay, I can always add a little bit more of flour if I need to. Usually in a large egg we have between 50 and 60 grams. All right. So for my recipe, I was expecting to have 50 grams, all right? So if it is too big, it's just gonna get a little bit sticky, but that's fine. I can always add a little bit more of flour if I need to. I'm also gonna add a little bit more of semolina here, because once I go inside the machine, I don't want it to stick, okay? I don't want it to stick inside the machine. So I'm gonna set up my machine now for the open position. On my machine, it's gonna be number 6. Okay, this machine works with 2 cylinders inside, and once the cylinders are fully open, I have more space to go with the dough inside. Okay, so right now, that's what my dough should look like. Okay, so I'm just gonna press it, my dough, like a tortilla, like a arepa here. Just wanna make it flat. All right, and if your dough is sticking a little bit like mine, just add some semolina on both sides, okay? You don't want it to stick inside the machine, okay? So I'm just gonna crank it now, and I'm gonna have my first shape oval. Like I told you guys before, I don't like that, so I'm gonna do the triple fold, okay? I'm gonna fold once, I'm gonna press it. If it's sticking, add more semolina. Don't let it stick. and go inside the machine, or else it's gonna stick inside the machine. It's gonna be a big mess. So just gonna go again. It's a lot better, but not the shape that I wanted yet, so I'm gonna do another fold. And what I would recommend you guys, don't do the folds more than twice, okay? It's not gonna get better. It's gonna start to dry out the pasta a little bit, so twice should be fine. Okay, I'm adding some more semolina because mine it's sticking. Okay, very good. And now I got it the shape that I want. Okay, and now I can start to thin it up. So I had it on 6. Now I'm gonna go 5, and then I'm gonna make it thinner and thinner and thinner. Okay. So now I have it on 5, 4. So now I'm gonna go for the last number. Last number will be number 2. I'm not gonna go all the way to 1. 1 is way too thin for me. Okay, and now I'm gonna go for my last time on number 2. Okay. Very nice. That's what I'm looking for. I got my pasta here. So what I'm gonna do, I could cut right away. Mine it's kind of long now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna cut it in half. Just gonna cut it in half. Okay. You guys gonna see a little bit of shrinking, but don't worry. You can always leave it in the cooler for like 30 minutes. It's gonna be a lot better. Okay. And now I'm gonna cut my linguinis. Okay. Very nice. I have perfect linguinis here. Okay, I just set it on my linguine cutter here on my pasta machine. Let me move it here for a little bit. There you go. Just put it on my linguine cutter. And boom, I have perfect linguinis here. Okay, so now I can start to work on my cacio e pepe. Okay, so I want to heat it up my pan here, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add pepper. Okay, you can freshly crush it, whatever you prefer. I'm just gonna add some pepper to the pan. Okay, and remember, this is called cacio and pepe, so it should be very peppery. Okay, it should be peppery. So what we want to do now, we want to heat it up in a way I can start to smell my pepper. Okay, so I can start to smell it already. I'm releasing the aromas from the pepper. Okay, so I'm gonna get the ladle here, and I'm gonna add some water. Okay, so the water here, I have a little bit of I have a salt on the water. Okay, and I also put it a little bit of flour here. Okay, what you want to do, you want to use the water from the pasta water to cook that cacio e pepe, and that's the reason why we're gonna get a very creamy cacio e pepe. The creamy that we get on the pasta usually comes from the pasta water, okay, from the starches on the water. Okay, so I'm just gonna get my pasta here that I just made it. I'm just gonna drop it in the basket. Remember, this is fresh pasta, so it should be very, very quick. And now I'm gonna drop butter. Okay, I want to melt that butter. So now I'm gonna get my pasta. I got my pasta here. Remember, fresh pasta should be very quick. Once you drop it on the water, once it floats, it should be ready. Okay, very nice. So now I have my pasta here. Once it's like just a little bit of water, I'm gonna add the cheese. Okay, so I'm using like freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano because I don't have pecorino here today. But my favorite cheese to do this, it's freshly grated pecorino Toscano. Okay, Toscano is very, very creamy. So what I'm doing here, that's very, very important now, is I'm off of the heat. Okay, I don't have any heat under my pasta now. Okay, and I'm starting to mix it to incorporate that cheese, to melt that cheese, incorporate that butter and the water. Okay, So if you guys take a look at now, it's already very creamy, okay? It's already very creamy. I'm almost ready. So it's very, very important that you guys try it, okay? I didn't add any salt. Remember, the only salt I had was the salt that I had on the water, okay? And the reason why it's because my cheese is also salty. So always add the salt at the end, because you're gonna know how much salt you're gonna need. All right, and now I'm gonna start to mix it. I can always bring it to the heat a little bit, okay? Once I start to make it. Amazing, amazing, perfect. Okay, so very creamy. I have my cacio pepe now, very, very creamy. If you guys think it's already way too dry, you can always add a little bit more water. Okay, don't add it too much because you don't want to overcook the pasta. Okay, and you just, all right. So if you guys take a look, very, very creamy pasta. Okay, I'm gonna get my plate. Very creamy cheese. Look at this, very, very creamy pasta. Okay, just gonna scroll it to make it fancy. Okay, just a little bit towards me. Just want to get the amount of pasta that I want to serve. Okay, very nice. All right, now I'm gonna go in the center of the plate, and very gently I'm gonna start to release that. All right, it's beautiful. Okay, so now that I have it like this, I'm gonna finish with some more Parmigiano Reggiano, okay, that you want to freshly grated on top. Very nice. You can always add some olive oil if you want. And boom, we have an amazing cacio pepe, okay?